Hello and welcome to Jarviskjir Rock of the North. We are here. How is everyone? Good. All right. So, I've given up trying to have like pre-game discussions unless it's. You know, when you start doing D&D streams, you're like, yeah, okay, well, let's do really play. Okay, to start a stream, we're going to talk about this. And then, nice. No. You get what you get now. Effort. You come here, you get what you get. I'm like the school dinner lady. I'm going to put like some slop on your plate. And you ask me what it is, and I'm like, it's good for you. And that's all you're getting.
The soy pizza that they give at the schools.
Soy pizza?
Yeah, our school district here in the central Kentucky area, the pizza and the hamburgers and the chicken and the mashed, it's all soybeans, all of it. There's no actual food. It's all soybeans.
That would be really bad for me.
It's so gross. Unless they've changed it since I've been to school, and it's been a while.
Maybe Jamie Oliver came by in disgust. It was like, you've got to give them real food.
No, then Uncle Roger would come behind Jamie Oliver and rip him a new asshole.
Jamie Oliver needs that, though, I think, at this point.
No, we need Gordon Ramsay, goddammit.
If Gordon Ramsay ever does like a show going around to schools on their food, Gordon Ramsay has run out of money.
Dude, yeah, I would watch that in a heartbeat, though. I would watch that so quickly. That would be.
He would do it though. He wouldn't do it when he ran out of money because he'd do it because he'd be bored. He did Kitchen Nightmares.
He'd commit.
For 15 years.
He would commit. I believe wholeheartedly that if Gordon Ramsay did it, he'd commit. But you know. Anyway. We're not talking about Gordon Ramsay or Jamie Oliver today. Here we'll play today D&D and Dungeons and Dragons. In the last few sessions, you discovered what seems to have happened to the missing town of Slate Cove, which was not only your quest, which you've been paid for, but also Sabriel's reason for being down in mortal land as a mighty sun elf. And in the discussion of kind of what to do next after returning to Lendr and your employer, at least Sabriel and Vincent had the discussion of, well, I'm going to stick around while you work out what's happening. Peep and Snow are just, you know, I don't think they have these levels of thoughts. They're just along for the ride regardless. But this discussion was had, and you went to Peep's house. Peep has a house.
Yeah, that was the biggest surprise last session.
Sabriel was like, wait, it's got
like
a hole
a
in the
small
ground?
mansion, dude.
Yeah, Quill duped all of you with that one.
Like, I think I was thinking about that. Like, Snow probably just like literally had a hut in the woods that he lived in, like, because it's very simple living, and he was fine with it. It's not like he had a problem with it. But then, like, even a house like that to him was like probably like very fancy.
I mean, this is like a merchant's house. It's got like some degree of insulation. It's got floors. It's got like a larder. Like Peep's house is a pretty nice house. I know Sabriel is used to literal castles in the sky.
We're not going to talk about Sabriel's house.
And I also was going to say, if you were someone like Vincent, who's come from the heartlands of Jarviskjir, you know, Northman, Goldport, this would seem quite basic. But for where you're at in Lendr, this is actually a really nice house. And we actually start off on a nice, crisp and cool Lendr morning. There is some snow because it is very early winter. It's actually nearly the end of the year. There are only around 9 days left, I believe. 10, 9, 11? Somewhere around there. There's not many days left until it's the end of the year. A lot of people celebrate New Year's. Realistically, though, thinking about it, it's kind of up to you. I don't think any of your cultures would specifically. Vincent's does. But Vincent is in a fugue state for the whole session. But Yeah, there's 9 days until the new year. It's winter. There is flurries of snow that are getting caught in the wind, but it's not snowing very hard, just enough to kind of refreshen the snow on the streets, but are getting kind of pushed out of the way. Peep's house is in a fairly busy part of town. This is, again, where before Lendr expanded, this is where merchants would kind of hold up. And it's kind of kept that energy. And you can actually see, if you are kind of out and stretching and, you know, go to, like, the little fence at the back of the garden of this building, just kind of in the middle of, like, just a plot of land, you can see down the hill, and you can see the Northman houses, and you can see the, coast, not incredibly close, but it's a very clear morning despite the snow flurries. You can see the coast, and then this rough water patch, and then beyond that is the subcontinent of Oathensfer, which has probably always looked very mysterious and magical to Peep, because it's a place far away, separated.
Yes.
But you can see it. You know, if you stand up tall and put your nose over the fence, you can see it. It's quite interesting. I mean, all you really see is like snow and rock and trees, but still interesting. What is it that you all want to do this morning? You did leave the orb with Smart Mantle to study overnight. I don't know if any of you had any other plans of things you wanted to come on.
Sabriel wants to replace his horse.
Oh, right, you wanted to trade in your horse.
Yeah. I also, we should do that first. The horse first.
Yeah.
Are you all going to come with, or is Sabriel just going to disappear in the morning? And,
I mean, Snow wouldn't, Snow is not going to insist on going with, but if Snow's, awake and has eaten breakfast, and sees Sabriel about to leave, he'll be like, I'll tag along.
Sabriel's probably talking to his invisible friends first thing in the morning, like he always does, in another language.
Sweet. Okay, so Sabriel and Snow can go to stables. You did ask if you saw one on the edge of town, and you did, although just in general, the Northmen aren't exactly a shop and trader type culture. It's a lot of the case would be the sort of okay, your family has raised this horse, here's your horse. But there would be some stable trade, and especially, if you're like, hey, I want to give in this horse. The stable hand who is up early in the morning would be a little shocked at the condition of this horse, because your current horse, named Mr. Stark, has taken a sandblast to the face and then been healed. So there's a very interesting sort of scarring pattern. And this isn't actually something that completely worries the Northman, because actually this stable hand has similar injuries, because they have magical healing in the North quite actually readily at a low level. But he is surprised. He's like, oh, this poor girl, it's he, isn't it? Mr. Stark. Well, who knows? This poor horse.
The rental.
This poor you want? I mean, we could absolutely take care of them for a while. You want to take one of ours in return?
That would be preferred, as this one is somewhat injured, and I don't have mine.
This one needs some rest. Well, I would still need to trade in a small amount of coin or something of equal value for maintenance and such. But I can get you a brand new riding horse for 15 gold.
It's over.
He is surprised, not surprised that you pay it, because of course this seems to be a regular price, but just that you're like flippant. Okay. And we'll go and lead you a new proper riding horse. I mean, the one you got when you left Thundrol is, yeah, it's a horse for riding long distances, but this is a horse trained by Northmen. It's a little more used to the environments here. I would say it's a kind of chestnut with white splotches. A young, but not too young horse. very energetic, very happy to be out and about. And all the saddle and barding and stuff can just be shifted over, so that's fine. And he does it.
He'll just... Yeah.
Maybe with Snow's help.
Hopefully he has a better time than Mr. Stark.
Listen, Cyril's used to having a very trained war horse. Not this, like...
Not the cheap ones.
Discount dollar store horse.
You did get a discount dollar store horse. And they were like, it's our finest steed. It's our finest steed, Lord Sabriel. We'd be honored for you to take this horse on your adventures to the north. And it's just like, shit.
Cyril's just like, I want my horse.
Well, you've got a different one now. That's quite excited to be trotting around.
Important, though. What is his or her name?
Oh, you could feel free to
Pony
name them
Stark
yourself.
has been traded in.
Yeah. I will allow you to name them, Ori. Either the name they had or the name Sabriel gives them.
Mr. Stark, too. Okay.
I would be mad, but that is exactly Sabriel's logic, to be fair.
I mean, what is this horse's name? I forgot.
Oh, your horse's name? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just
I don't
gonna be
remember.
like fake whatever that is.
Yeah, hold up. I didn't pin it.
Fool.
Zelius,
pinned.
that's it. His Pegasus's name is Zelius, and this is not Zelius.
Is that the name of this horse? Is not Zelius?
Yes.
It almost
Yes.
sounds like a name. Not Zelius.
If you say this in front of Snow, if he's tagging along, he'd be like, "What does that mean?" I don't know. You might be saying in Elvish. I don't know.
You
like-
know, he's just
It's
gonna
still clearly
say
a name,
it's
though, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not gonna he's not gonna purposefully talk in Elvish when it's just him and Snow, unless he's trying to be an asshole.
Okay.
So yes, he does speak in Elvish.
No, right now he's like, no, it's too early in the morning for that. So he hasn't had his coffee yet, or his tea rather. He hates coffee; it's nasty shit. No, he looks at the horse. He probably heard whatever name the stable hand told him, and just out one ear, in one ear, out the other. He looks at it. All right. You shall be not Zelius, and gets on the horse.
And when Snow asks what that means, do you have any recourse?
That means he's not Zelius, is what that means.
What is a Zelius?
Zelius is my, he thinks for a moment, remembering how Vincent reacted to his mouth. Sits there, you can see the math going through his head as he's trying to process whether or not he's actually going to tell you. Zelius is my Pegasus. My horse. This is not Zelius. He points at the horse.
The horse is like, yeah, like just having me involved.
And so
I've been on that horse before.
he's like, okay. He doesn't know what to make of that.
He just looks at him.
Yeah.
What part of that is confusing? You seem confused.
Well, I'm assuming Pegasus are a known mythical.
You
entity.
might, yeah. It's up to you if you know about them. The same thing with sort of Vincent was like, you know of them.
Yeah, I would say Snow would probably know of this. So he'd be like, is Pegasus a nickname for a breed of horse where you come from, or?
No, it is my type of horse. It is a horse that is. Points at himself, shiny like me, and has wings.
But so Snow's like, wait, an actual Pegasus?
The urge to be sarcastic right now is strong.
You are an elf.
Yeah, I know. He just like takes a breath. Yes.
I thought those were made up.
He just sighs. No. That's all. No, they're not.
And so it's just like, oh, okay. He doesn't say anything.
Just gets on his not Zelius and
Rides back to Peep's house.
So, I did have a couple things that Snow wanted to look for
Sure.
to spend his newfound cash on.
Oh shit.
So oh man, I don't know. I really want. I doubt I'm gonna be able to find armor matching.
It kind of needs to be part custom made for you, but to
Yeah.
be fair, this town is full of armorers of different kinds. That's
Okay.
what Lendr was kind of founded on, building
Yeah,
armor.
my priorities are better armor and then better weapon. But
Weapons would be
again,
easier to find because it's totally possible that a weaponsmith or a trader has either a weapon made by a giant that they've just got or just made big for the sake of it. So if you want to look for
To
a
show
weapon, it's
off,
possible. Yeah, show off, or just someone who can handle weapons that size. Because there are people who can handle extra large weapons, but there aren't really people who are normal size who can wear big armor. So
Yeah. Okay. I guess Snow would probably have an idea about that. So I guess he'd go look for the I don't know. I guess he'd look for the armor first, anyways, because if he can find that, like, that's gonna be much better because it's more limited.
Are you gonna take anyone with you?
If anyone wants to go.
Is this while Sabriel's still with you?
Yeah, this would probably be like when we're getting back towards the place. He'd be like, Snow would be like, I have some errands to run. Or, you know.
See if the child wishes to go. Okay.
That sounds like Pete's
So Rowan
reaction
is
too.
now Peep.
Basically.
Yeah, no, Snow would like think on that and be like, it could be good for the, what do you call it, a crouton?
Why
What?
does Snow know that word?
Wait,
Cretin.
Sabriel spaced out. He called what's a crouton?
He would say, what do you call the little one, a crouton?
Does Sabriel know what that word means?
I don't know if Snow actually would either.
No. It's fun. Well, actually, you would, because Elvish has a little French in it, especially High Elvish. So, crouton is probably from an Elvish origin word in this world.
Probably like.
It probably
no, he's
takes
not
you a
food.
good 5 minutes of like you guys are already walking back to Peep's house, and you realize, oh, he is referring to Peep.
But-
You mean the cretin? I didn't call him a piece of food. I called him a cretin.
Oh yes, the cretin. Yes, it may be good for the little one to go to an armory with me. See how that part of well, I don't know where he found his sword, but in case something catches his eye.
Yes, we should probably get him something that is more size appropriate to the little child, and he can't have anything of mine. So Saffron looking at his viand, they're like, no, I'm not even touching it. No.
You can get back to the house. You can pick up Peep.
Yeah,
We're going on an
Snow would
adventure.
just be like, Snow would just be like, Peep, do you want to, do you wish to go hunting for armor and weapons?
Yeah, of course. That sounds great.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I need to go talk with the woman who doesn't sleep about the orb at some point today, so perhaps when we're done with that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to require any type of role, actually, for this. Lendr is a town founded on a forge, basically. On armorsmiths, mainly, but they make a little bit of everything. Now, going up the hill to that area of town, if it were not Northman, you might not make... it's the higher end of town, where the buildings are a little... They're more similar to the ones you actually saw in Slate Cove, kind of upside down. They're a lot more made of stone rather than wood. Some of them are kind of almost bordering on small, castle holdings. Kind of built on the edge of the hill, using the resources from the hill. There is, almost at the top of the hill, a little area where there's some of these buildings. Some of them are clearly family homes, but there is a very fancy-looking tavern for this kind of area, called the House of Smoke Glass. And there is the what to Snow would kind of almost look like a focal point, like a chief's hut, like that kind of building. But it's also the forge here. The kind of the Lendr holding is this kind of arched building with these big old ancient horns that Snow, you realize, may actually have come from a giant that are on the outside of the building. Maybe it was from a giant elk or moose, maybe an actual giant. Who knows? And you can even smell the forge fires and like the coal and the all of that kind of thing. There is a smell that emanates from this place, and there are sort of chimneys and things. But it's actually kind of similar to some ways. Sabriel, High Thundra has its own forge. It's a little bit more similar to that than a factory forge or a company forge or anything, because it's much more culturally significant. And you can wander in. The door is big enough for Snow and big enough for Peep. And there are people talking, because this is not only the forge, it's also the holding of the clan that runs the town. The clan Lendr. So there are people sort of talking in this main chamber, which has some seating spots and a couple of statues. The statues are either made of stone with metal elements, or some parts have metal on them. There is a... They mostly seem to be of older members of the clan that have passed on, in their armor and that kind of thing. Though there are a couple of the gods of the area as well. You guys kind of wandering in, looking a little aimless. There is a one of the people here who approaches, who looks not entirely amused at you kind of hanging around. He is wearing armor, and something you notice about the locals around here is they don't have a lot of fur padding or stuff on the armor. They're used to they're grown. This is their country, their land. They don't need the fur and the cloak or anything like that. And he has a long sword that he's kind of almost wearing out of his, it's part of his uniform almost. And reddish, gingery hair, and about the same amount of beard as me. And he kind of goes over and leans on the sword and right, what are you all doing then?
Hi, yeah, we're here at buy thing and look at the. I think Snow, you wanted stuff, right?
Yes, if possible, I'm looking for armor and weapons that are suited to my size.
I'd been warned about the little one. I assumed it would be a trick of Canute, but it certainly seems real. The big one is new, and I don't even rightly know what an Iric you are. But you want
Snow shrugs.
You want Gear Forged? It's possible. Not exactly something we open up to outsiders, you understand. Even when the trading cities were mighty, you had to have a good deal of honor before you could wear a suit forged in the halls of Lendr.
If it helps, I'm of the family Morganach that lives in this town.
It can be a persuasion roll.
Nice.
Was he saying I don't know what you are to who?
Sabriel.
Oh, Sabriel's
to
just gonna
Sabriel. I thought he was talking to Snow, but
14?
Then where's your da?
He
big oof.
died a few months back. Bandits.
I was sorry to hear that. What exactly are you looking for? Looking really at Pete.
I like pulls out the greatsword. Is there something like this that's lighter? I mean, I'm trying to be really strong, but it's just kind of a bit too big. But if I can get something just as big but lighter.
We don't exactly work with those kinds of materials, but we could maybe forge something more your shape. Maybe.
That would be good.
We've
That'd
made
be
some
great.
weapons for the Winterbuck before. I'm sure it can't be too different. Wait here. And he will go into one of the back rooms, and hey, mate, you can see him. he's over there near the forge. He's talking to older members of the clan.
Snow would real quick, while he's walking away, be like, "He said he's gonna make it in your shape. Can they make a kobold-shaped weapon?"
I don't think that was what he was referring
Just
to.
smashing just like a kobold made of iron just on a stick, just for plunking.
That's yeah.
Sabriel's just like, I don't think that's exactly what he meant.
He will come back through a little while, like maybe 10 minutes later, and he has something wrapped in cloth. Turns out we had something back in the halls. They said made for halfling warriors, really. But for a suitable donation, perhaps I'd allow you to have it.
How much?
100 golden coins is what we need. We're trying to fund, and he looks to the grown-ups. We're trying to fund food efforts. Shipping in food from Winterbuck's been hard. What with goblins still in the area, and our land doesn't grow nearly enough for the lot of us.
At the mention of goblins, Snow's face tightens a bit.
I can do you 100 gold.
Really, little man? All right.
Like down with a backpack, like scrabbles in, finds like the coin pouch and like quickly like counts out. I'm assuming being a kobold, quite adept at picking out 100 gold pieces.
The bag weighs as
natural
much as
ability.
he does.
Yeah. Blimey. All right. Well then, with this transaction complete, this blade belongs to you. And he'll hand it over. It is significantly lighter and long, but not as bulky as the great sword you have. When you unfurl it from the cloth or whatnot, it is still a great sword. It's just built for halflings, so it will deal 2d4 damage instead of 2d6, but is not heavy. So there's even a reason to keep both swords, really, because you might occasionally want the mega damage.
God, he's
Both
got
out at
double-
once.
But you know, it's got
One-handed.
the hilt and the way it's weighted and stuff is really designed to be used only with two hands, and for people with a lower center of gravity and stuff. And it's quite well designed as well. It's got some ornateness to it, although not crazy.
This is perfect.
Hey, careful! Don't be knocking anyone's.
Oh.
Well, you won't exactly be reaching the eyes.
Thank you so much. Like, back in like a, I'm assuming it came like a scabbard.
Just cloth.
Oh, just cloth. Okay, like wrap it back up, and like kind of slot it in over the back.
He looks back to Snow and is like, "There's a little one good with that thing."
So we just nod, yeah. He would just nod in agreement.
Thinks about the skeleton. He yeeted into the ceiling.
Yeah.
I imagine, considering the strange sizes and shapes in your group, that you might perhaps be. Would mercenaries be too specific a term?
I am not a mercenary.
I have worked for such
I was
types.
like, no.
What type of work?
Bringing parcels of food back from Winterbuck, all the way on the other side of Openfur. The waters should be safe enough. The road should be safe enough. But our goodly king doesn't exactly protect the road so far west, nor that we'd want him to. So, anyone of proper fighting sort, it would be their duty by the winds of Iric to properly protect this route and bring the food on back. Also would have plenty of seeds to plant our own, ideally.
Snow would look at the others. At Severin and Pete.
Everyone just sighed. I have to stay in the area anyway to do this investigation on the other place, so I don't see why it would be too much of a problem to assist with this
Yeah.
if
should
we are
help out.
being requested.
If I may, I am also willing to donate to the gods here in return for a way to be better equipped to carry this out. Wink, wink. No.
He does kind of like he looks like one of those people that probably is a right laugh if you actually got to know him, but he's a bit of a hard ass otherwise. And he does kind of give you like and like not exactly like we'd be paying you with all that much gold ourselves. So, what is it you'd need? Armor?
He would, Snow would just kind of like motion to the fact that he's not wearing any armor, and then motion to his sword and basically be like, if you have armor that fits my size, even just something simple will do, or if you have a sword that's more suited to my size. I'm willing to make a donation.
Let's not worry of donation. Let's say if this job gets done, we'll forge an armor suited to your size of our finest steel. All we could really offer you right now, as I suppose a bit of a prepayment, would be perhaps a helmet.
I mean, I guess if they're offering, like, he would nod and be like, a helmet is better than nothing.
He would, he seems to know exactly what he's looking for, so he would actually go back into one of the other rooms and come through. Seems like some of the store area is almost on the side of this building. Around 10 or maybe 7 years ago, I was a wee lad at the time. There was a woman around your size. We made some arms and armor for them. All I did back then was watch and maybe fan the forge. And he will kind of like blow dust off of a kind of iron Northman style helmet, very Skyrim-y, and kind of dust it off. And it is, it's made for a giant blood specifically, It would maybe need some adjusting for your horns, but it does fit.
Okay. Yeah, he would nod appreciatively and try it on, and yeah. Yeah, and I guess he would then look at the sword and be like,
You want a sword yourself, then?
Yes, again, I'm willing to make a donation, because I realize the pay for this job might not cover all of that.
Metal alone, probably 100 gold for a sword of that type in your size. And we'll have to forge it. It'll be probably ready by the time you're back.
Yeah, Snow will just immediately dig into his coin pouch as well.
Sweet.
Just count out. He'd be like, here, Peep, help me count this out. Yeah, and then he'll hand over the 100 gold. Actually, he'll hand over 115 without mentioning it. He'll just hand over a little extra.
All right. You know the way to Winterbuck.
Do it does
Snow, you might, because the area of Jotunskóga you kind of knew was like the edge, and Winterbuck is just on the northwest of Oakenfair.
Okay.
Probably not been there, but you'd be like, I could find it.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd nod and say, like, well enough.
Grand.
And should we... I apologize. What is your name? Should we tell them that we've come on your behalf?
You'd be there on behalf of Clan Lendr. I'm Griff.
Griff? Okay.
I don't know why that's funny to me that his name is Griff.
His name has to be Griff.
He's a dude, bro.
He's a bit of an asshole dude, bro, named Griff. Yeah.
Well, what if
Is there any,
his-
like, does he run like the local sports around here as well? Like the local Griff ball?
Hey.
Runs the Hibbit sport.
They have a rugby club or something. Okay, yeah. I guess so is the idea, I don't know, Snow would ask about this, but is the idea that we are gonna like carry back grain, or is there gonna be like a cart that we're just
he doesn't know exactly what the halflings will have prepared. But it would either be carrying back goods, in which case you can carry a huge amount on like a backpack, especially with shaped and shifted right, or maybe pull a cart, maybe both.
Okay.
You don't know.
Okay.
Samuel's just quiet the whole time. He doesn't need anything from these people.
Yeah.
He's got his special sword.
I've just realized looking at it, including the chainmail that Peep's currently wearing, Peep's like backpack with like everything in it and all the swords and stuff that he's carrying is 161.2 pounds. Peep himself weighs 28 pounds.
Oh my god.
People are the cats from Monster Hunter. Is that what it
D&D
is?
logic right
Yeah,
there.
basically. A little
Oh my
panic.
Yeah. I guess like that's all we need from here probably. Like I don't know, we probably don't need to roleplay this out, but like Snow would also want to buy some rations.
Oh
like,
yeah,
just
that's
restock.
fine. You can buy
How much-
rations or ration equivalents for 5 silver, pretty much anywhere.
Okay.
5 silver a day. You know, some salted fish, some sausages, some cheese.
What about? Would it be possible in like a general store, whatever they have around here, to find like a potion, like a healing, but just a normal?
It would be
healing?
possible to ask around, and you would actually be pointed to probably the best place to find. Usually, it's like, oh, well, we have a herbalist for that. Maybe they
Okay,
bring stuff
yeah.
in, maybe they don't, and they don't have any around right now. But they would recommend you go and see Essem if you are interested in that. Essem is usually found on the north side of the town, beyond the hill, in the forest. Like, just a little bit in. But there's also probably a lot of other, you know, witches nearby.
Yeah.
A lot of times they don't live in the town, though.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I guess as we're like, once we decide to leave, maybe on the way out of town, we can try to stop by and see if there's.
Yeah, it would actually be
something.
roughly the way you'd need to go, depending on whether
Okay.
you'd want to. So you would vaguely know, actually, probably Pete would know this too from like your father's talks. The ways into Oakenfur. It is impossible to cross into Oakenfur during the summer, especially right now, as hobgoblins took control of the only bridge in and then destroyed it near the end of the war. But during the wintertime, now, it is possible to either walk or row across the way. It depends if it's frozen all the way. It might not be all the way frozen. It might be a little risky to walk it. And the Lendr would have a little kind of fishing, rowing spot north of it. Basically for people taking very quick routes to into Oakenfur.
Before we leave town, Sabro wants to talk to Lady again
Oh yeah, we should talk to her. That's right.
Yes.
because
Uh,
she's got his orb.
Let's not forget Grimwald as well. We
Yeah. Oh
can't-
yeah.
correct,
Don't forget
yes, the-
Grimwald.
He's
the
stuck out in this-
skeleton.
He's just in a snow pile.
Ah!
Well, we'll get him on the way out of town. He'll be fine. He's already. We don't even know how long he sat there in Slate Cove. He could have been there for like a century. And you know.
No, it's not been a century. I am specifically here to investigate that city. It's not been that long.
It's gonna take a lot of shovels to investigate it, really.
Cyril's just like rowing his forehead like I'm too old for this shit.
When you go to Smart Mantles, you head your way in, and she doesn't seem to be there, but the orb is actually laying on a table with a note under it. And noticeably, small little inscriptions around the table as well, just kind of carved in. The note says, in very finely written common, that they have similar scripts in the study, but they don't know what language it is. If you take it to Miss Inkwell in town, she will likely know. And there was more. I forgot. But that's basically the gist of it, is take it to Miss Inkwell. Feel free to take the orb if you wish. Or you need to take the orb to her, so.
Well, he's going to. He's going to see if he can grab any of these texts that she said are in the bookshop that are in the same language because he's got lore keeping spells.
Sure. Give me an investigation check to go through them, because she's not, like, left any near the orb or anything.
You said investigation?
Mm-hmm.
Sabril, you're terrible. Hold on. I fucked up. Well, it's the same roll anyway.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it this
I
once.
fixed my sheet to normal, but Do you want me to redo it? I'll redo it. I don't care.
Redo it. Redo it. We live by the rule of Iric here.
I didn't look at my
Okay.
sheet.
whew.
I
It's still
didn't look
okay.
at my sheet to see if it was on advantage or not. I'm sorry. It
The
just clicked.
There are some similar scripts. They're rarely, if they're books, they're kind of either, if they're books, they're either rope bound or actually metal ring bound, rather than a sort of hardback or softback book. And there are a couple of just like stray scrolls in this script as well, so you can pick some of them up.
He's just doing so just to make comparisons, really. So yeah, he'll leave, I guess, whatever coin he thinks he needs to leave.
Sure. Okay, what do you want to do next? Pick back up the orb. Probably take the note.
Yup.
So, we should visit that person.
Mm-hmm.
And then go get Grim, and then off to
Yes.
Othenfur.
Otterfur. No, I'm just kidding.
Othenfur?
I'm surrounded by children. It says in Elvish.
No, slow it down to say Othenfur.
Nope.
Non-canon goofs.
He would Winterbuck, I think, was what the human said.
This music's much more threatening than I wanted.
I was gonna say, like, what?
This
what's
isn't
going
what
on
I want. This isn't what I wanted at all.
We're
We're about to get ambushed in the middle of the
we're
city.
gonna get
Someone has their weapon out while we're walking through the town. The guards are getting upset.
You put your weapon down.
I'm not saying that the new helmet looks like that, but it could.
Oh, yeah, does the
it definitely
helmet have
doesn't.
any-
It doesn't have horns, so you're not like
Yeah.
double horn. But
yeah.
it kind of looks
It
how you
doesn't
want.
have
It's
horns for my horns to fit into.
No,
I
it's
just
not.
remember the first time I forgot my weapon was out in The Witcher and got murdered.
Hmm.
The
I was gonna ask, does the helmet have any game effect, or is it just for aesthetics right now?
You never know when reminding me that you have a helmet could come in handy.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where
Okay.
I've had players be like,
Okay.
I specifically want my suit of armor to wear a helmet, and they keep reminding me, and then eventually it comes in handy one day.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he's not gonna wear it in the. I mean, maybe he would wear it in the city for now, but like, normally he's not gonna wear it if he doesn't think we're in danger. But
sure. You can literally just be like, "Gun," and then
Yeah.
fight, like have it around your hip or on your back or something. Because it's not a very complicated helmet. Neat.
yeah.
You want to go find Miss Inkwell?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
You may probably want to ask around town and would be shown to a small stone building. Actually, in a similar area to Peep's house, but like kind of opposite side of town. More on the west side. And it's small and kind of unassuming. And you can knock and enter. There is a... It almost looks like a fortune teller's room. If not for the writing equipment. And boxes of books. There's not bookshelves, there's boxes. Almost like folders. In this front room is a gnome. A rock gnome, seemingly. Gnomes are short, small and slight, but they kind of tend to have pretty biggish heads with quite large eyes and facial features and things, and large conical ears. She's a little on the older side, but then gnomes kind of look old their entire lives, basically. They're very much a gnomish thing, and she's wearing actually kind of armor. It's there's a suit of kind of old and slightly worn-looking chainmail that seems like it's been adjusted a few times just for the sake of comfort. So, like, sacrificing usability for comfort, but still wearing it. As well as having kind of long, brownish hair. she has a book open on her desk, which she is writing within, kind of right next to a little candle. Light does come in from a nearby window, but not a huge amount, so it's mostly like warm candle lit room. She kind of like looks up over her writing glasses at you, and kind of hums. Alright, you definitely have some specific reason why you've come in to find me today. So you might as well be out with it and tell me what is it? You find a cursed tome in a ruin? Or perhaps, what is it? You want me to teach you how to speak the language of dragons, perhaps? What are you fancying?
Sabra just looks at her, sets the orb down, cast lore keeping on it to make the rune show up.
Oh, you've brought me a goblin burial orb.
Huh?
It is a goblin orb.
And what does it do, and what does it say?
It records the history of the bloodline who was buried here, the accomplishments of the soldier, seemingly. This was, and she starts reading. She basically does the same thing. And it lights up, like, this soldier protected the lesser goblins of nearby tribes and actually brought them into their community. And was very interesting. It records. It's like a tombstone. The goblins, they worship the living clay that they believe they were forged from. Maybe they were. I don't know. They worship it, and so these things, they are built with folding in of that power from those who can control it.
Huh. Okay, that explains why I found it in like a crypt place.
Yes, you probably took it from this dead fellow.
We did
Well,
not.
Well, yeah, we didn't take. We got it from Grendel. That was it. A Grendel that took it.
Why would a Grendel take a burial orb? It cannot eat
He
it.
was trying to shove it into the ground.
It was into a giant ring that protruded into the sky.
Cybriel's like currently like doing this thinking right now.
Something about getting more, or something like that.
There were many upside down buildings. Is she looking at us like we're insane?
He's gonna. Do you know anything about Slate Cove and what happened to it?
Many of the people I talk to here have come from Slate Cove, and they want me to teach them how to record their own histories of that event. There are many grand things about the humanity that lives within this town, but there is one thing that they do not do, and that is write things down. And I am trying to get them to do such things.
That would be beneficial to my own task right now if they could write these things down. So
yes, I'm teaching them. I was actually writing such a history of a certain clan right now, based off what they told me. But teaching them how to write it themselves, that is the important part. That's what I do here. That is my, I would say, holy purpose.
Well, my holy purpose at this current point in time is to discover what is going on with Slate Cove, and we found Slate Cove not where it is supposed to be, and this orb trying to be shoved down into the center of it.
The city was destroyed.
So
People ran away.
It is not destroyed.
It's not destroyed. Oh, well, that is not what I've been told.
It was all
been
like
relocated and warped, and
that would take a significant elemental earth power to do such a thing. But is probably why the orb was involved. It is created using infusion of elemental earth energy, but via a divine sense. At a certain point, the lines do get blurred. I've seen such a thing before, in fact. There was a mask made by the Minotaur people. It was bequeathed to the Stone Guard. Quite a little artifact. Said to be strong enough to shift the ground itself. Boy, I doubt it had anything to do with your little event. Unless the Stone Guard have turned to a different kind of terrorism, I suppose.
Snow was very lost.
Several. First of all, he's got something to add to this, but does he know anything about any of that?
You can give me a history check.
Okay.
Peep has no idea. Peep knows nothing.
No, Sabriel, baby.
Baby.
That's a
Okay.
nat one.
900-year-old
Sabriel's
baby.
Yeah. He's focused. That's one of the things he forgot in his depression. We'll say
Sabriel probably would never have learnt this shit.
Yeah. He's gonna, because I don't think he's mentioned this. He's only said it, I think, to Vincent. I think, if I recall correctly. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the VOD. But he's gonna ask her if she's familiar at all with the breach and how it looks, because that's how it looks to him.
From my understanding, the breach is not... I think I might be the wrong kind of gnome for you. The ones who live on the Western Sea, they know all sorts about the breach. Use its stones to build magical things. But the stone, it's not elemental earth. I would say, I'm sure you, as a mighty elf of the sun, right? Either that or you've just got a very particular complexion.
No, you're correct.
I imagine you've seen something similar, but I do not think the cause would be the same. It would take elemental earth to do such a thing. And based on the description I heard, the town was attacked by elemental monks. And she will kind of open up a collection of papers and actually show you a carving someone had drawn. And there is the way they've drawn it makes it pretty easy to clear to work out what's going on. But through the streets, there were these uniform, mostly humans. Some of them were Vas, so they were horned people running through the streets with. They were usually bald and they had tattoos on the back of their heads, like a ring. It was a ring filled with magic symbols, and someone else has tried to draw that, and she'll actually show that somewhere else, and it's symbols that actually look like they're draconic. Peep, you kind of instinctually recognize it, although it makes gibberish to you, but the symbols make sense. And she was saying, these, the souls of Shari, elemental monks. I haven't been able to speak with anyone who actually spoke with them. I don't know what their cause was, but they were the ones who lifted the ring and destroyed the town. I imagine that's what you found. If the ring is perhaps interacting with Earth in the area and maybe even shifted the town somewhat. Although maybe it's still near the coast. Maybe it's moved the coast. It seems like quite a powerful thing.
Several mentally, of course, it's fucking humans. It's just like, can I have copies of these papers? Is that too much to ask, or can I pay you to make me copies?
I can make you copies. Yes. She will go and take her holy symbol. On the collar plate of her armor, there is a delicately embossed symbol of a open book. She'll put a symbol, and she'll put another piece of paper next to the one with the symbols on. She actually put them side by side, almost like she's preparing like a photocopy, and she will, and then touch the blank paper, which is like a perfect like A4, like well-made, like gnomish piece of paper compared to like the scraggly like papyrus, and then it will just, as if it's been like always there, onto this other piece of paper, of these sketches.
So she's making them copies of everything and like
just
the
just the art and the symbol. Okay. So basically, the image of these monks and the symbol that they've got tattooed on the back of their heads that someone else has drawn.
Okay. He'll just make sure to make his report, like write his own report later then of what she said.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep the art.
You all are very interested in such a thing. Do you want to reverse it? Perhaps break the ring?
Potentially. I'm here to investigate it, but... Sabriel doesn't know what Sabriel's just here to look into it because Ballard said
it's entire like your duty could be here's the fucked up shit that's happened. Bye. You know, that's kind of what your people do a lot. If it's not seen as a good enough fight, what's the point?
Like, I need to figure out if this is worth it or not. Okay. Well, he's like, do we need to take the orb back to where it belongs, or is this gonna like what?
You asked that to her?
I'm mentally thinking if he's going to or not, because the one lady said, if I remember correctly, that it was a catastrophe that is now unfolding. And we don't know if the orb is related, right? She thinks it's related. The other lady did, right?
Inkwell doesn't seem to think it's related, but Smart Mantle, maybe.
He's got. If we put this back where it belongs, will whatever has been triggered with it, this orb, will that stop?
This has such a small amount of elemental earth energy in it. All it will do will make some rocks dance around, and they do love to dance. This is nothing compared to the mask that the Stone Guard have, and it's probably nothing compared to whatever happened in the town. It's more than a keepsake, but it's ceremonial.
Snow would be like, very seriously, be like, can we destroy it?
It wouldn't have so much magic to protect it from a smashing, no. Or a dissolving.
Do we want to do that, though?
The history recorded in the orb may be lost forever if you do so, and I would not encourage ever destroying pieces of history.
It would be like breaking a tombstone. That's not right.
No, right? It would remain silent.
We should probably put it back where it belongs, I think, and ensure that it gets
even though the
sealed.
Building is stone, you can hear the sound of an alarm bell being rung on one of the towers in the town, quite near here, a little further down the hill.
Yo, it's the Pegasus.
They're back and they're pissed.
Sabriel's just like...
Yeah.
He just bolts out and straight away.
The door.
Yeah, you look to the door and the door is already... Because Pete's gone.
Like, dust silhouette.
Snow would look at Sabriel and be like, well, I'll be after the little one.
Let's go. He just goes out the door. He turns to her, puts a coin down, I guess, for the paper. It's like, peace.
Yeah, I guess we go see what the fuss is about.
On the edge of town, there are... it's an area where there's some of the farms that this town That sentence was never going to go anywhere good. Sometimes you just gotta admit. But there is kind of like a watchtower. Now, Lendr does have a fairly nice little wall. This would be outside it, though. And it doesn't look like there's much in the way of guards here. But you do witness wargs. Goblin mounts of war. When humans and elves and dwarves trained wolves, they became dogs. Nice happy boys. When goblins trained their own wolves, they trained them into wargs using mutagens and magic. They are large, hunched things. And there are 2 of them with goblins on their backs with arrows. And they've actually shot a couple of flaming arrows into some of the buildings. And there is also a pair of hobgoblin commanders who are kind of barking out commands in goblin. It looks like they're just kind of dealing damage, essentially.
I'm guessing Pete recognizes the overall shape of a rider on a warg from before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do.
Those are the things I saw.
Can now that we know what this orb is, can Sabriel maybe make a guess that that's what they're after?
You can definitely make that connection if you want to.
He's gonna grab his horse. Where's Pete?
Is Pete like going towards the fighting or?
Oh yeah, Pete's definitely running straight towards it.
Yeah, if Pete looks back at like Snow, who's like probably bounding along behind him, Snow's eyes are like in full-on serious mode. Probably like his face is stone, like set, like much more serious than Peep has ever seen it before, even in combat. And he just grabs the sword and like he's ready to go.
Sabriel's on the back of not Zelius now.
Okay.
He's got the orb in his hand.
Okay,
When he sees them, he pulls it out.
You see, with your elf eyes, one of the hobgoblin commanders kind of just like point with their longsword, and they just like at Sabriel, and there might be a little fighting coming. But why don't we take a break first? Because what's the point of joining a fight on a full bladder? That's what I always say.
Sabriel just wants to draw the focus off the town and onto himself. That's exactly why he did that.
Wise boy.
That's smart, yeah.
All right,
he's a commander.
We'll be back
He's
in
the war
a
advisor.
few minutes. Take this time to check out Schism on Kickstarter if you haven't already. And we'll see you later. Yes.
Looks good. Your
It looks
drawings are
good.
very good.
They're being mean to me. Oh, let me actually put you guys on this battle map before I give you it. That would make sense. It's a big area because you're on the edge of town. Sabriel is on horse. That is true. I will give you horse.
Not Zelius.
You can call the horse what you want, but don't call it late for dinner. Okay. Swoosh!
Oh, the wolf is back from the dead.
Yeah, I don't have a specific walk token actually, but at the same time, why would I really need one? I show up so rarely. Okay, so roll initiative.
Yeah.
This is this outskirts of
Let's
town.
do this.
There are some kind of cliff edge falling, stony, rocky areas that are usually drops
we're far
down.
away.
And yeah, I mean, exactly. You've been running here. I should probably get the monster manual out, huh? Okay.
Finally, April's okay for initiative.
Yeah, I did not.
I gotta find Sabriel. Hold on.
Sabriel is on the far right.
Yeah. God.
Which
with
is
the
one hell of a
net,
sentence.
Once a day.
I like how the what's it called? The text captioning. It heard Sabriel and turned it into Gabriel.
I mean, you know, it's not
With
far
the net,
off.
what is today?
It
Netflix,
doesn't like his
Alakazam.
name.
Why would it? It would never work a name. It would never do it.
Mm-mm.
So
What is today? Netflix Alakazam.
No, that's legit. There's like a whole string of that.
we don't make fun of it's trying it best. It best is kind of shit, but it
There's
is
a little-
trying.
There's a little kobold sat somewhere, just hastily scribbling
It is.
down.
It's this closed captioning service is which I won't give the name away because then it's a bit of a danger. But it's really good because you can see like everyone separately. That's really nice, but it does have some of the shoddiest translation I've seen. But you know what? We're trying. These guys rolled a whopping 5 on initiative, which is annoying because they're the mounts. The goblins rolled barely better.
Everyone's doing better than Sabriel right now, though. So
Okay, I've just been rolling god shit. And these goblins are, other than the hobgoblins, the lesser goblins are of a kind of brown or orange skin tone, not green gobs. Not green goblins at all. Peep, you actually get the first turn.
All right. It's Peep. What do you expect? Peep is gonna go straight forward with the brand new halfling greatsword in hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's a good point. I was actually going to put Grim on this fight. He'd be on the other side. He's like here. He's in the garden. Basically, that's where you left him.
And then, do I dash or do I not? Okay, Peep's gonna play it slightly smarter and not dash. And he's gonna wait behind this building, and that's gonna be his turn.
Yeah, there would be like, you know, arrows flying overhead, so it might be a little
Peep's being a
smart
little
to
more,
stop.
little safer after nearly dying twice.
Yeah,
he's baby.
Grimwald is like down here, barely visible below the map, but he is there. I totally forgot I was gonna do that.
Gonna climb out with the snow, just like, it's spooky season!
He does the freaking like the dance
Spooky,
that
scary skeleton.
yeah, not quite that one. There's another dance that he would do. I don't know it.
The
Wow,
Halloween, the dance with the guy with the
You
pumpkin
do
head and the
a-
black outfit.
that
You do
would
like
be
a-
good. I like that one.
Welcome
like
to
a-
the raveyard.
You would do like a Sans Undertale dance.
Now I need to draw Grim doing
How
Welcome
does
to the
Sans
Graveyard.
Undertale dance? The dance I was thinking
I don't
is
know.
the dance I have Spamton doing on my away screen most of the time. So you're not far off. They're basically the same character.
No, you know what I'm imagining now? You know that scene from Barnyard where like OS is just stood normal and then the male guy it's just Grimwald doing that and just like just dude still like a scarecrow.
You want to know what's great? You are just in range of a goblin arrow without disadvantage.
Oh
people.
no.
Oh
Did you take the dodge action? What did you
No,
use your
I just
action?
stood still. I
Okay,
walked up and didn't
you
use any
are
action or
going to
anything.
get hit by an arrow, and you know, for roleplay sake, this is kind of more a flurry of arrows coming your way, and they're very much
Yeah.
some kind of hit the wooden legs of this tower, because this isn't like a stone tower. This is like wooden struts, wooden top,
Yeah.
and some kind of and then one's gonna just. It doesn't go deep because of your chainmail, but it does hit. It's going to be for 6 piercing damage. And
Alright.
this goblin
Ow.
is
Owie, ow.
probably way out. No, actually, they are going to be in enough range to shoot at y'all. But I think they're going to shoot at Snow. Snow, what's your AC right now?
12 still. Yeah. Unless they,
They
hit the
hit,
helmet.
they hit an 11. So yeah, you feel an arrow like off the edge of the helmet, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, good.
Oh, just enough to get the blood boiling.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'll say that they weren't using their fire arrows yet. They're lighting their fire arrows at the end of this turn because they're not moving.
Okay.
So, Snow, you're next.
Yeah. So he like had his hand on his sword about to pull it out, but I think instead he's going to realize that it's going to take him a little bit to get up to them. So he's going to rage as a bonus action, and then run. Since he's raging, he gets his movement buff, so he can go 45 feet. So
Oh,
yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then wait, 6. Oh god, where was I? To
6
start.
is 30, so then there's 3 more on top of that.
6, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I got up to here.
That's one movement.
Yeah, that's
rage.
one movement, and then I think that he is going to. He's not instead of. I don't know if I want to have him dash. No, because I think he has to attack to keep the rage going, or be attacked.
Attack will be attacked.
probably-
I mean, if you run far enough forward, you're gonna be a target. If you run in front
That's
of Peep,
true.
because like this archer, goblin archer is like shooting at Peep, basically.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah. If I haven't.
And also
attacked
the
or-
guard in the tower, to be fair, who's the only other like person around who is like
Yeah.
they've like blown the horn. Now they're like hunkered down, and they have like an arrow in the shoulder. They're they're not doing well.
I guess the other thing is, if somehow I avoid taking damage, I guess I have more rages. So, I will dash. I can dash like over or just like jump over Pete. Right?
I
Like,
think
it's-
at this point, if Peep's hunkered down, just you can go through
Yeah.
allies if they're willing, and
Yeah, especially with the size difference. So, all right, so it'll be another 45 feet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So dashing all the way up to here.
dashing all the way.
Yeah. So I guess if he is dashing the whole way, he'll pull out the greatsword at the end, and he'll actually let out like a roar. Like most of the time when he's been raging, it's been like a concentrated sort of like with grunts here and there. This time he goes like "Rah!" with the greatsword out like a ferocious roar.
Absolutely. Let me tweak the cameras real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a giant roar.
Yeah. Like as loud like
Inhumane.
and like Peep definitely would be able to tell there's legit rage behind the roar.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
The wargs are next. this, the goblins are on, basically, the wargs have a hump, right? And the goblins are sat right on the top. So they got like a proper like archer position. With these actually fairly well made, but still goblin style like saddles and a little bit of barding and whatnot. And the goblin up here, seeing you rage, is gonna like kind of like they're lighting a fire arrow with like a little bit of an oil, and they kind of like tap the warg, and it will just start bounding this way.
Mm-hmm.
And the other warg will do much the same. The hobgobs are going to kind of... the one who pointed the sword is going to just into the snow and call over their squire, who I don't have move. And this goblin is going to start cleaning the sword while it's in the snow and getting it nice and ready. And is going to ready their crossbow. This one who's in charge, I'll say, has a heavy crossbow. The other one has a lighter one. So let me check the ranges on that. I mean, I know what it is on light. Ugh. So many pages open.
Yeah. Hobgoblin is 105 feet from me.
Yeah, it's probably disadvantage. I'm just checking whether heavy crossbows have more regular range, and I
think they do.
It's 100, so he will actually, like, seeing that, like, you see it take stretch and then kind of like line it up and just take like one lunge forward and like hunkers down and will just shoot at you. And it's a crit.
Oh no!
It's a very carefully measured strike.
Yeah.
The bolt head is made of jagged stone. And they rolled like trash. So it's going to be 4 piercing damage on that crit.
Which becomes 2.
Which becomes 2.
Oh, that's nothing. Oh,
and this one is just going to bend around the log pile here with a disadvantaged regular crossbow shot.
Okay.
Which is not going to hit.
Okay.
Sabriel.
Sorry, I was dying.
Oh, let me give you control of the horse in case you want to use the horse.
Do I have control of the horse?
I will give you control of the horse. You don't have it yet. You will have it now, and so does Quill because I accidentally tapped twice. But yeah, I'm not changing it.
Okay.
Here, horsey.
Get back, please. You don't have Rowan. Please stop.
Oh, I thought you were wrestling the dog.
No, Sophie's laying asleep on the floor. Rowan is running around with his shorts on and no shirt and wants to be in front of the camera.
It's not shorts. It's underwear.
Okay. Sabriel is going to move.
I like this kid.
He's gonna move for 8. God damn it.
Yeah. One more, yeah?
Was that where it was?
Yeah.
I've lost count. Okay.
It's easier to use the arrow keys, by far, than to try and measure and do it. Unless you do the clicky thing, but...
the clicky thing...
It doesn't really help.
Sabriel's still got the orb out. He can't see this guy.
Not behind when you're
can't
behind the
see.
tower. Well, you could see him enough because this has got like wooden strut legs, so you probably could see him enough to take like a disadvantaged shot, but not with any spells.
He's not gonna take a shot. Yet. He's just going to dash, I think. Is there enough space for me to go under it?
Not on the horse. Not on the horse.
I'm gonna leave.
If you get off the horse, I'd say there's enough. I mean, you are tall, but it'll probably be fine. Oh, this is Goblin Siege music. I mean, it's a bit of a baby siege, but still.
Several's just gonna go right here. I keep checking the wrong one. And he's just gonna dash to go right there. He's gonna hold the orb out though and be like, "You want it? Stop
it's
firing."
yours, my friend.
Death, you want it?
Grimwald pops out of the little layer of snow on him.
Welcome to the graveyard.
Oh, my friends! My friends! There seems to be some sort of a battle afoot. I shall aid you.
That's the only one he sees Sabriel right now. Where he's
Yeah,
at.
it would actually be. And he waves like a mom seeing you at an airport for a long time.
Sabriel just. Hi.
But he's also in snow, so he's got like a jaunty walk.
He's got a snow hat.
It's like atop his cloak.
Oh, that's good.
Grim Peep. God, I just
second.
realized I watched some of the new Critical Role, and I love Travis's new character, who's just an old, toff, and Grimwald is just gonna end up becoming that guy. It's just gonna happen. It's very, very precious to me.
I love
already.
him though.
I really need to put Grim's spellbook on this Roll20, so it's there. I won't usually use it because it's slow, because I've got 2 screens of it open, but right now it's all just in my freaking brain. Although he has a spell that's quite useful if he can get in range to use it.
Okay. Peep's gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's so funny with the
Just
camera
move
out this
there.
far, because it's a big battle. Peep is just 2 pixels big.
Peep.
He's
Yeah.
tiny.
How far is it from there? 40 feet. What's the it's a disadvantage, isn't it? People take a shot at that. Sure, it's a disadvantage, but alright, Peep will take a hand axe from his side, on his belt. So I've heft it up, kind of aim for the warg, and then
Go for it.
and go.
I need to stop reading the chat.
Oh!
It's a hit.
Oh.
It's a hit. It hits the
Yeah.
warg. The warg
stuff.
lets out a roar and starts bleeding onto the snow.
Oh my god, that would have been a crit, goddamn.
It was nearly 2 crits.
Yeah.
Nearly 2 crits. Goddamn, Peep. Goddamn.
The,
Alright, and then that'll be Peep's turn.
the goblin archer atop of the warg kind of shakes as the warg was hit and puts one hand down to calm it, and then pulls back the fire arrow and aims at Peep. What's your AC, Peep?
16.
They are not going to hit that. The fire arrow just into the snow by your feet and snuffs out.
I'm too small. I blend in with the snow with my mortal appearance.
And this one, I think, can only take shots with disadvantage. But let's say that we're going to take one at Sabriel, because Sabriel's kind of behind cover. And people behind cover, they're important. That's what the goblins know.
The more
It's gonna be a
walls
hit.
there are, the more important it is.
It's going to be a hit. It's going to be 5 piercing damage plus 3 fire damage, because it's a flaming arrow.
Okay.
And they're going to light other fire arrows, because no one's near enough to stop them. Snow.
I mean, he knows that hobgoblins are the leaders in these situations. And so he's gonna just run towards the hobgoblins. Hoping, I think like maybe subconsciously he's like, oh, the others will probably be fine. But realistically, he's probably just so focused on killing the hobgoblins. So yeah, he's just gonna bound forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
As
6.
you're running, you see that hobgoblin who's clearly one in charge.
Yeah.
They're wearing like leather and hide kind of reinforced to the point it's almost to the degree of like a metal armor, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not the stark metal armor of the hobgoblin Warcalled or anything like that.
Okay.
But you do see him just very calmly, like as you're sprinting towards him, be like Rakashavarash to the goblin beside and the other hobgoblin, and then just kind of lean back with the crossbow.
All right, so there's my normal movement, and then I'm still raging because they hit me, so I can go another little bit. And then it's like one of those things, I could reach him now. Well, no, not quite. Or
Just throw something.
okay, I think he's gonna throw something. Like he's gonna like just as he's running, like let it down so that he's just dragging the greatsword with one hand, and then just whip out a javelin and chuck the javelin. And he's gonna do reckless attack because, like, realistically, I'm probably gonna get hit anyways. Hopefully, I just don't get crit again. But yeah, so I'm gonna reckless attack. So it'll be normal because it's javelins are not. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's see if this javelin can hit.
That's a hit. I don't even need to look that up. That's definitely a hit. I don't believe you get the extra. Do you get the extra rage damage on range attacks?
Let me look at that. You might be right. I think you are right. Let me check.
It's come up a few times before.
It says when you make a melee weapon attack. Yep, you're right. So no rage. Sorry. Just the 4.
Yeah, they are kind of glanced by the javelin and have to like reassess their stance, but they're mostly fine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's warg movement time. In which case, this warg is going to bridge the gap between.
Oh, you little.
They have strategy. This warg's gonna hop over this fence.
Well, especially when they're being commanded by hobgoblins.
Yeah, this hobgoblin's gonna take another shot. It's got advantage because you're reckless. But it's a big boy miss. He actually dodged a 1. This one might even be able to get within. Oh, he's already within range for a shot without with advantage now because you're reckless. And that one will hit. But that's just a regular crossbow, not a heavy crossbow. There's a D8. Boy, if you want D8s that are easier to find, you should consider getting a Schism Immolation of Oakenfur. It has D8s. And my mum was very pleased with how tactile they felt. That is going to be 6 piercing damage on Snow.
Okay. Alright, so that'll become 3. I'm looking fine still.
Sabriel, you are up next.
Did they not react at all to him telling them if they wanted the orb?
They reacted when you first showed it. One of the hobgoblins said something very specific and pointed at you with their sword.
Okay. Can he? Because we were going to take it back anyway. And clearly they want it. How far can I throw it?
That is very far. It is a 70-foot range.
Hold on.
Logically, you should be able to throw something 20 feet easily.
No, I'm not gonna try and do that. He'll. What's my? Hold on. What is my dash? Not quite. I can get here. Okay. He's gonna fire off a warning shot with a guiding bolt.
Do you want to deliberately miss, or are you gonna go for a hit?
He's gonna hit. He's going to try to hit, but he's going
This is
to.
a warning shot straight through
You cannot
center
make
mass.
spells non-lethal unless you take specific feats. So if it does deal enough damage to kill this guy, if you hit, it will kill him. There's no finesse over spells like that unless it states otherwise.
The warning is you walk away alive.
It is a very Sun Elf way of doing things.
I think. If I remember
I
correctly,
mean,
doesn't
you're right.
Guiding
Your
Bolt has long
children
range,
will
too.
be warned.
He's just gonna cast it at level 1.
Okay.
Your body's the warning.
Yeah.
It is a Sun Elf way of doing things, though.
The Sun Elves
Shoot 'em away.
may not be the good guys. I'm gonna look up their AC. That's very close.
Yeah.
I
Well,
will
if
say
it
that is a
misses-
lot of damage.
If it misses,
Okay,
Actually-
that would be a miss.
okay, I'm still treating it as a warning shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's gonna hold the orb up and do that. Be like, if you want this, stop. Next time I won't miss.
Friends, the brigands are... They're running away from me!
I love him so much.
Oh, very well. I shall take you on, you blackguard. And he will raise his chalice. And he will cast broiling blood. And the blood splashes from his chalice into the air like a little...
It's kind of spoopy.
I'm getting like, what are they called? The Skelly Boys in Darkest Dungeon.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
From like the ruins, like the Forbidden
Yeah.
Chalice.
He's going to hit. The blood goes... and kind of sets everything on fire around him, including the wood, actually.
Oh no. He's turning into an arsonist.
But it's
No.
not enough to kill the goblin in one hit, which would have been hilarious.
Which goblin was it?
It was this guy that he shot.
Oh, okay.
That hobby.
Yeah, the second in command.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
Peep has an idea. Okay.
Bad idea.
Peep's gonna run straight towards the warg. One,
Oh,
two,
no.
3, 4, 5. Oh, I can't quite make it as much as I want to. That's fine. Okay, this is gonna work out. Okay, with that last 5 feet, Peep is gonna dive forward and like try and like bury the great sword into the snow so it's like somewhat hidden, right? And then Peep's gonna use grovel, cower, and dag. Before
Okay.
this big thingy, I'll put it in chat to thingy it. As an action on your turn, you can cower pathetically to distract nearby foes. I know it says it gives allies advantage against enemies with 10 feet of you that can see you, but what I want to try and do, the whole plan is that with hiding that great sword in the snow, if that warg comes closer, like it's like, oh, the kobold's given up, gonna munch, pick up and go and stab it straight through the mouth.
Okay. I
That's
will
the whole
allow
plan.
it. I will allow it.
So people like dive forward. Do you want me to make like any roll to see how
It'll
well
be
I
a
hide the sword?
it will be yes. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand. I have a 3 on that. I'll make sure I'm on normal.
It's pretty good.
Sleight of hand.
Oh no.
Pretty bad.
There is a light dusting of snow upon the sword.
It's a little bit like I'll like please don't eat me. Don't eat me, please. I'm very small. It's my birthday. I'm a little bit.
Don't
I
you
won't
try
say
to
that bit.
appease me by saying that you're a little
Nah,
birthday
I know,
boy.
I'll, like,
Don't
yeah,
you
that's
try
just
and
I'm just memeing that bit, but just like, please don't eat me. Like, they brought me along. I was like, they're little pledges. Please leave me alone. Okay, I don't want to do anything.
The lesser goblin atop the warg gives you a pointy grin. His mouth almost seems to split apart where the line runs up and down their bodies. And he's gonna take this flask of like oil that he's using to light the arrows and just huck it at you, Peep.
No.
Oh no.
Peep, what is your AC?
16.
you can just move out of the way in time. Or it goes,
Oh, jeez.
Please, no, don't set me on fire. Please, I'll do anything. I'll help you.
this one is gonna shoot at Sabriel. They're gonna miss. Snow.
Yep. Yeah, I guess I mean he's just gonna keep charging, you know. Let's see, so he's gonna go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, that...
And then the extra 15.
Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw, Snow.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Or as you
Oh, no.
sprint, there is a tripwire hidden below the snow, just barely, between this tree stump and the pile of logs.
Oh my god.
Oh no, I don't.
Sneaky,
Oh wait, hold on.
You have advantage on things when you're raging, danger sense.
Yeah,
I think just in general, actually.
Yeah, because I was like, wait a minute, isn't there a thing for this? Yeah, so kind of like maybe I don't know, maybe he's like just feels that something is wrong even in his moment of pure rage, and so he will try. I have a bad modifier. I don't have any modifier.
I would say that's enough to dodge a tripwire. Yeah, absolutely. Especially when especially when you've got as much leg as Snow does. Yeah, and you can just like walk over it.
Yeah, at the last second he kind of sees it and just hops over it to get up to where he is, and then unfortunately can't get close enough to use the greatsword, but he will he'll chuck a hand axe at the guy, and he's in a reckless attack, so he would have advantage now because he's in range. I think he is actually. Is it?
No, he is. Yeah, it's 20 feet for a hand axe.
Yeah,
perfect.
So he will he'll just chuck it, trying to just hit the thing right in the skull. Oh, no rage if it hits, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, 10.
There is a sound of a coconut being split in half as the hand axe just slunks into the goblin's skull, down the lifeline that splits their body in half, and just sinks in heavily. And the goblin, who's been so calm all this time, is still there with the crossbow, just back into the snow.
Oh, let's go. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, and he just and he probably lets out another roar like ah.
Can you imagine a giant bird screaming, "Let's fucking go"?
I just love that Sabriel's the one trying to go for peace in this situation.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so that's it for Snow.
Peacemaking sun elf? That does not make sense to me.
They will.
Well,
yeah,
peace quote question.
they will have
mark.
advantage on me. Remember, so if they attack. I'll take my punishment for my aggressiveness.
This warg's gonna rush up.
Oh
Bastard! It didn't work.
no!
Not with those rolls.
Snow is happy with this though. Snow likes the fact that it's next to him.
You see that shit? Oh, I haven't plugged this motherfucker in. I was using that light for something, but I didn't know when it ran out of battery. It flashed at me in bright red. It's terrifying. I'm glad I was looking at it. If I was like laying in bed or like just chilling, it went wah, wah. I'd think that there would be like an imposter among us or something. I don't know.
Oh no.
Kind of Seuss.
This hobgoblin here is going to drop their crossbow and take up their sword and shield, and actually take their turn to equip their shield.
Okay.
Kind of like hastily strapping it to their arm. It's just like a big thing of wood with like leather covering it. Sabriel, take your turn. I'm gonna go down here.
I think Sabriel at this point is realizing that this is not going to be negotiable.
The leading one is dead.
Yeah, that's the problem.
He's got a major headache.
I mean, Sabriel will probably be able to tell that Snow is not about to stop either.
Actually. Yeah. So Sebrel's gonna, I guess, now that we're going. He doesn't have anything. Oh, I have a spear. That's right. He's gonna huck it at my dude. Is that a dex check or is that automatically a dex check?
Spears can be strength or dex. Thrown heavies.
Yeah, I don't know which one it's going on right now.
Which one are you throwing at? The hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Hobgoblin. That's a hit, but not a kill. As such, Grimwald will. Why don't we bring out a new spell for Grimwald again? I gotta look it up. Grimwald's going to cast Kill Horse. It's a very powerful spell. Watch out, Sabriel! That creature is carrying you away. No, this is not true. That's not
the same horse you rode in on.
Yeah, it's an imposter horse.
That horse seems sus, Sabriel.
Oh no.
That is not what's happening. Come on, light. Come on, light. Stop blinding me. There we go. Now I can fucking see. Okay, there was too much light and my dark elf eyes were like... make a ranged attack. That's going to be a miss, actually. So Grimwald is going to pull open their spellbook and kind of draw from it into the chalice and then point the chalice, and it's just going to be like a beam of red energy as he casts Witch Bolt. It's just going to go... And Sabra, you probably have to like pull the horse out of the way because it would be going right past you. And then just kind of...
Sabra's like, shit.
It's going to miss. Peep. Your plan did not work.
So far from the fighting. Oh, no.
Yeah. He's gonna pick up the sword and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then dash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's Peep's turn. Just lots of
Poor Peep.
small legs.
You just gotta multi-class and become another elk barbarian. We both just run in.
Yeah.
That would be
No,
cool.
he needs to be a monk. He
No,
needs to step of the wind.
No, you know what needs to happen? Peep needs to get like a spear or a pike or something, and Snow just throws Peep like a missile.
Yeets him. Oh my god.
Like a Final Fantasy Dragoon, just straight in there.
The goblin is going to make a swing at Snow, but it's not going to hit, and one is going to shoot Snow with the arrow, and that is going to hit. That's going to be just 4 piercing damage.
Okay.
Oh yes, the one attacking you had advantage with the Snow. Yeah, well that's good. Well, that turns it into a crit. So they are going to deal 9 slashing damage as they like and strike you, and probably you know across the face, but the helmet takes some of the hit, and then the helmet gets like scratched open in those spots as well. Now it's got character.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure you got the advantage on that because I'm like, if I'm gonna get advantage from my thing,
oh no, yeah, the honor will pay you well. And this this goblin squire who hasn't really done much yet is going to shakily pick up the heavy crossbow from the ground.
Oh no!
And fire themselves back into the snow with it because the recoil is too much. Now it's your turn.
Yeah, Snow is just gonna like, without much hesitation, just like pick up the greatsword with both hands now because he'd been using one to throw the hand axe, and just literally just swing around and up at the goblin on top of the ward. Try to cleave it in half. I'm gonna reckless attack again.
It's too
so
powerful.
I'll have advantage, and this will have rage damage if it hits.
Oh, that's a hit and a kill.
Okay. Yeah.
You can split that
I don't
goblin in
know.
half.
Yeah, just lop. I don't know. Maybe lop its head off. I don't know.
He'll never
I
be the
don't know,
head of a
something
major
like that.
corporation. It's easier to cut the head off of someone on a warg. Yeah, that would fit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he just like he lets out like a growl at the warg and basically giving it like a glare, like bring it on.
The warg is gonna start attacking you.
Yep.
It is going to make an attack.
Okay.
It's just going to hit
Okay. It would have advantage
and
too.
make a strength saving throw for me.
Okay.
You have advantage because
Yeah.
you're raging.
You're right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay.
It would be
luckily, I mean, that's fine.
13 piercing damage. You do get to half that, and you're not
Yep.
knocked prone.
All right, so it just becomes 6 damage. I am visibly wounded, but not like I'm not on death's door. Just now visibly wounded. All right. Good shit.
This hobgob is going to go up, and you're on the horse, so he's going to attack Sabriel there. That's a hit. Where's the rolling for a long sword? D8. It's okay. That's going to be 8 slashing damage to Sabriel.
Sabriel is hurt.
Okay.
It's your turn next.
Sabriel's gonna get down. Actually, do I need to get down? No, I don't need to get down. He's mad. He's gonna smack him with his longsword, maybe.
That's a
Maybe
miss.
not.
Shield.
Yeah, got the shield.
He's gotta. Oh, I can't do that because that's an action. Okay. He's gonna stay on him horse and bonus action healing word himself.
Seems fair. Oh, there you go. That cancels out the hit you just took.
Yup.
Well,
Grimwald, you got this, bud.
No, he's going in. He's going in.
Oh no.
bunk.
He hasn't got any more
Just gets
attacks yet.
disintegrated.
Pete.
Peep is going to go straight in for this. And because he's just gonna be hitting the warg, because he no way in hell does he have reach to to get the goblin on top.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna be against the warg. I'm gonna bonus action fighting spirit. Gets me 5 temporary hit points and advantage because I'm now using a great sword that I can actually swing.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, string.
Come on. Oh,
It's a hit.
A 19. It was almost.
There's a lot more health in a warg than that, but it is a hit.
Wait, hold on a minute. That hasn't rolled right. I don't.
It doesn't.
think.
The dice do not matter. What it says matters.
No. It's over the thing because like
Yeah. But
Oh.
because it's meant to only reroll 1s and 2s, and it rerolled a 3 into a 1.
yeah, you've got that.
Because like it
Oh,
was meant to
yeah.
reroll less than 3, but it rerolled a 3.
Oh yeah, it rerolled a 3. That's weird.
that's meant to be
that
9
looks
damage.
that looks wrong. We can change it, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll change it back to just normal, but that's meant to be 9 damage, not thingy.
okay,
I'll just remove
that's
that a bit.
fine. Goblins. A gobbly. One goblin is dead. One goblin will make a swing down at Peep and hit
Bring it.
for
Uh,
3 slashing damage. And this
nice, I
goblin
still have 2.
is going to start running away.
I have 2 temp hit points.
Coward. Oh, I'm so tempted to.
Chase him and eat him.
No, not eat him.
It's your turn. No.
He's gonna yell to Grimwald. Like, I don't know if Grimwald will actually take an order from Snow, but with a serious voice, Snow is gonna just shout out and be like, "Don't let that one escape."
Grimwald's jaw goes.
Okay. And then he's just
Can't
gonna
react any other way, really. But
he's gonna reckless attack the warg, and we'll see. We'll see if I can do some good damage here. Come on, baby. No, I
that
don't
is a
know if that's
miss. The
Oh,
leather
no.
barding on the warg is going to absorb that hit.
Oh, that's rough. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I can do. So
Okay.
That's
the
about
warg is going to retaliate and attack
Yeah.
Snow. And it's going to miss. The one is going to attack Pete.
advantage.
Yeah, it's still a miss. And the one against Pete
Oh,
also
okay.
misses. And the wargs do not hit this turn. The one against
just small.
Sabriel is going to kind of turn around and be like, "Argh!" and swing at Grimwald, terrified of a skeleton behind him, and hit for huge damage too. Grimwald doesn't really react. He's like,
Poor guy.
Sabriel, you're up next. You have advantage on any melee attacks.
Zabrel's like, I hate everything about this fight right now. Is it an action for me to try and offer the orb on foot to this guy?
Yeah. It would be a persuasion check with disadvantage. Well, not even. You have the orb. It'd be a persuasion check.
Zabrel hates everything about this fucking fight. But here's his thoughts. He's like, if we kill all of them and we don't give them this orb back, they're just going to, more of them are going to come. So he's gonna, I guess you said just straight persuasion check. Okay. Do I have anything that I can do to make this easier for me? No, I don't. Alright. Let's fucking go. Alright. No.
You try to kind of like offer it to them, and whatever you say, the goblin does not understand and is heavily injured and is like
Yeah.
lifting their sword to strike again already.
He's like
I'm just gonna
confused,
heal
like,
myself again. I'm just gonna heal myself again.
Grimwald is going to cast Magic Missile. And it is going to be enough to kill the goblin. There are going to be 3 bolts of magic that go... and go... That goblin is going to...
Yes. No escape.
Ha-ha! Oh, it's everywhere. Ugh. He rubs the spot he was just stabbed in. Peep.
Alright, no thingy this time, no fighting spirit. Peep's just gonna take a swing at the warg.
Let's go.
14 damage! Baby!
How do you want to kill the warg?
Given his height, I'm assuming Peep is like, if the warg and him were standing, he could like comfortably walk underneath its mouth.
Yeah. These are
Yeah,
fully
Peep's
grown
gonna-
wargs.
Yeah, Peep's basically gonna go like, after like gnashing and dodging and ducking, he's gonna just go straight through the heart, just a straight through the middle.
The goblin is just about going to pass on not eating shit after their mount gets killed. So they are going to get on the ground, and they're going to like bring the scimitar over their tongue, getting ready for a real shanky fight. It's their turn next.
How
actually.
big is this goblin?
3
5
foot
feet.
4.
Okay, 3 or 4. Okay, so he is
He's
like,
taller.
yeah, he's like 9 inches taller than me.
9 inches is a lot.
Indeed it is.
That's going to be a hit against you, Peep. For maximum goblin damage of 8.
8. Oof. So that's no more temporary hit points, and then 6 to me. Personally, oh, that's... Ouch, that hurts.
Snow.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that Peep took down a warg before me in less of the time Snow. I mean, Snow is also he might notice that, but really he's just hacking at this thing. Reckless attack as always for this fight at least. Okay, that's gotta be.
That is a hit. It's big damage, but it's not a kill.
All right. Yeah, and again, I'm imagining cinematically we're like just circling each other back and forth, hacking.
It's that wolf fight from the Grey.
The warg is gonna go to attack you again, and after you get a good swing against it, it's gonna sort of lunge into the snow and bite at you. It is going to hit. Give me a strength save.
Oh yeah, okay.
And the hit itself will deal, a nice clean 10 piercing damage.
Okay. That would have put me down if I wasn't raging, so...
And you're raged, and you're not being knocked down by the thing.
Yeah.
This goblin here is going to attack a Grimwald, which is going to hit because he's a fucking wizard. He's wearing a very nice robe. And again, Grimwald doesn't really react. Grimwald's like rubbing the last spot he was hit, and the stab goes like through the cloth into the rib cage and then out, and he's just like doesn't react. And then it's Sabriel's turn. Yeah, that's more upsetting.
Blanket. I was getting cold.
Face blanket.
What?
It's a face blanket. It's got a face on it.
Oh no, it's my hot boy blanket. It's my hot boy blanket. Hold on, pause the stream. So my friend has a book series,
Oh my god.
and it's my hot boy
It's the books.
That's very...
Those are some
elaborate.
Hot Boy elves. God damn.
Yeah.
And he's got the elf superiority look on the one
Yeah,
on the right there.
that's yeah. My friend writes a book series, and she had blankets made of some of the art, and I got this one of the Hot Boys, and so I call it my Hot Boy blanket. Sorry, it was the closest blanket I could see. I just grabbed one. That was cold. Okay, how bad? Relative to his usual state of being, how bad does Grimwald look?
Grimwald's robe is ruined, potentially. Grimwald does not seem any different than he did before, really.
This is
Everyone's
like
on foot
Divinity,
now.
where like healing the undead hurts them.
No,
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
I've never done that shit. I've had old school D&D DMs be like, "That's the way it should work," and I'm like, "Sure." No.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try and heal him. I'm trying to determine course of action.
I feel like that would break so many spells, because then if Necrotic healed them, you just do Inflict Wounds. That's the best healing spell of the game at that point.
Speaking of,
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Do it. Oh!
Several using his sword to inflict wounds.
The hobgoblin had his sword like inside Grimm's ribs cage. It's like, "Rah, rah," and then just into goo and dust. And Grim was like,
Dr. Manhattan explosion.
You're gonna ruin his robe even more. Oh no.
Sabriel is just stone faced, like not at all, just like doesn't give a shit.
just a
Blood
pink
splatter
mist.
across the cheek.
Yeah, it really is Dr. Manhattan.
Oh.
Sabriel's signature move, inflicting wounds with his sword.
Grimwald is going to cast Predestination to get all the goo off of him.
It's Dragon Age Origin, where like you hit someone once and you're just completely covered in.
Yeah, that's so ugly.
Hi, how's it going? Just completely red. Alright, Peep is going to, in this,
Duel
there's like a
against that
moment of
goblin.
calm. He's gonna Fighting Spirit. It was 5-10 hit points and that advantage. And he's gonna wait until the moment the goblin goes for a swing on him, and then just swing it as fast as he can across the gobbo's belly.
Oh, you should wait.
13.
I can't argue against
That'd be-
the crit.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, no, it doesn't work. When you crit and you roll again, does the re-rolling of the 1 and 2 damage also count?
Yeah, it gets rerolled.
Oh shit. Okay, so I can re-roll 2d4 because that 3 is a 1 and a 2. So it's actually
Oh, it's the.
It's 13 still. Still 13. Still 13.
How
was
do you
so
want to
much
kill the
excitement
goblin?
behind-
It's definitely that moment of like we're both like waiting, and then he makes the first move, and then just it is like that anime thing.
It
where we
is an
both go
anime
past each
sword
other,
fight. Yeah. And the goblin just
falls over.
Oh,
yeah. Peep's totally fine. Just. I like this sword. Just like pulls the cloth out and just like starts wrapping it. Just realizing then like, oh wait, sees the warg. So like, okay.
Yeah,
Turns
there's
around.
still the warg. The warg is scratched up and is like panting. There's steam coming from its mouth.
Honestly, so is Snow. Yeah. Yeah, and Snow is just gonna try to finish it off, running out of energy a bit with a reckless attack. Sorry, I should have said, but
That
yeah,
is a
reckless
hit
attack.
and enough damage to slay the warg. How do you want to do that?
It's probably nothing spectacular because it's probably just it lunges and like even maybe latches onto him, but he just manages to get an angle where he just drives the greatsword in and probably just he collapses with it probably.
Yeah, and just like rolls onto the side as the thing lays dead because it'd be heavy.
Yeah.
The blood will start steaming in the snow.
Yeah.
And that's that. The goblin assault repelled, and by repelled I mean you killed them all.
Yeah. And yeah, whatever you guys do, Snow is just laying there in the snow for a second, like Snow Angel style, just sprawled back.
Sabriel's just like,
People like, guess it like wipe the sword off at like. Probably wouldn't use the cloth because he's gonna wrap it. He probably like just rubs it on the snow a bunch to get like the blood off.
Yeah.
Wraps it back up in the cloth. Thingies it. It goes over to Snow. Like crabs like hobbles to the snow to Snow.
Yeah,
And
Snow in
then
the
just
snow.
like with a little claw just like taps on it. Are you okay? All right?
Snow would just be like, yes, I'm fine. Just give me a moment.
Okay, good. I was a little worried when both you and looks over the giant lump of warg that's there, like that went down at the same time.
Yeah. He would just nod like weakly.
Grimwald
Hello!
runs over. Are you okay? I mean, no, you would, yeah. And looks at the holes in the robe and just like, oh yeah, no, you're probably fine. You're fine, right? You okay?
My robe! My master gave me this robe. It was meant to represent my passing of some kind of test. And, now there's a hole in it. This is the worst thing that has ever happened to me.
is he wearing robes of the Archmagi? I swear to God, if he is.
No. No, they're just
Maybe
very
he just
nice.
doesn't unlock their power yet, you know?
It's just like this motherfucker walking around in robes of the Archmagi. We're over here like.
He's definitely wandering around with, like, a spellbook and a magic chalice, though. To be fair, he is wandering around with, like, powerful magic.
No, that's why I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I'm sure we can get it fixed somewhere.
It might be too far gone.
It's just a little. Pete like puts his finger in the hole. Like, look, it's just a little hole.
He looks crestfallen.
Does he get like the Sharpie markers and just puts like sad, like thingy, like tears coming down from his eyes.
What kind of role? Sabriel's gonna be nice, I guess. What kind of role would it be for Sabriel to see if he can mend it with his fingers, not with magic, but like manually mend
that
it?
would be an intelligence check if you don't have like a sewing proficiency or something.
And what?
Intelligence check is what I usually use for crafting.
No. No.
You
He
you
doesn't
you
know.
you
I
take
don't think
you take your hand to the robe and go to start sort of mending it, but perhaps the damage is worse than it seemed, or perhaps
Oh,
you're I mean, you learnt how to sew like 800 years ago. It's been a long time since you've had to sew anything, and just the entire like the hole was like here on the ribs, and the entire like robes from there on just in a very neat circle around him, just. So he's wearing like a crop top now.
it's like Cyriel's like see, isn't it that bad?
Several just several and Celestial to himself. Caraval usually does this, not me.
Oh no!
I'm sure
Oh
we can
dear!
fix this.
Oh.
I'm sure we can fix this.
It seems to be a bit drafty down there now. I apologize.
Digs through the bag. I have these. Holds up like tent pittons. Just like we could pin it with these, maybe.
Don't be ridiculous. I'd rather be naked.
You kind of.
Mm,
I mean, at least there's nothing. You know.
I am not ashamed of my form, no. At the very least.
It's just bone. No, people remembers. No, you don't.
I'm sure we'll be able to
Okay.
find something in town, maybe a bit more rustic than this, without the sentimental value.
Oh, Pete digs through, find because Pete was a like common clothes on him.
Yeah.
Like, it might be a little small.
Do you want to give him the clothes you have?
Yeah, give him the common clothes. It's just like on a normal human, but like on Peep, it's like nice, comfy common
Yeah.
clothes. On a normal human, it's like slightly cropped up and booty shorts.
It's a crop
That's
shot
basically-
shorts on a skeleton, so they do fit. He looks like you've just like sent him out onto like a vacation or something.
This is that episode of Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy where Grim puts on a t-shirt
Yeah.
and shorts and
Yeah.
has like
Yeah.
a
It's
crop top.
exactly that kind of thing. It's like, thank you,
Sa-
Peep.
Sa-
I feel less
Sabriel.
exposed now, at the very least.
Sabriel has extra clothes. Sabriel has extra clothes.
Are you gonna give your fine clothing to the skeleton? He's wearing clothes now. He doesn't look ridiculous.
I know. He looks ridiculous.
the skeleton, the cropped up and booty shorts.
Sabriel's going to pull out one of his outfits. Just a robe. One of his robes. One of them.
He can
The
put it on
least nice
over
of them.
the booty
Yes.
shorts.
The least nice one that he's got out of his clothing, and he's going to give it to the skeleton and ask for it back later.
Oh, well, my thanks, Sabriel. This is much more my my kind of garb.
I'm sure. Sabriel's just
Can
like,
probably
"God damn."
still fix the original robe.
No, it's ruined, and he's just gonna like flick a small bolt of fire down and.
Sabriel's about to pick it up.
Beyond repair, I guess. What a
Fix
shame.
it. Isn't there like magic that can fix things?
Yes.
There's no necromancy on this globe that could repair that.
I assure you, it doesn't need necromancy. It is a simple mending
Oh
spell.
no! It was a living robe, like one of the smothering rugs, except a living robe. Like
Yeah,
Doctor
that would be
Strange.
genius. It would just like chill on a skeleton until someone else come by, and it's like, no.
Probably during this conversation, Snow has gotten up, just like kind of hobbled over to the hobgoblin leader, like their body, and he probably the others. I don't know if they would like. They might see. He lifted up his greatsword as if he was gonna like decapitate its dead body, but then he like stops himself, and we'll just return to the group. But there's like a moment of hesitation that it takes him before he realizes he shouldn't do that.
Do Sabriel want to notice? Do we? If
I'd
you
say
want to,
Kate's probably too distracted by the the goings on of the dress of Grimwald to notice.
You're literally playing Fashion Souls with your NPC right now.
That's the end game. That's
That is
fashion
endgame,
frame,
you're right. It's
final
dressing your
fashion,
retainer in Final Fantasy XIV.
Yes.
Like, you've already got your gear.
Exactly.
Sabriel's just like, we could have just ended that and given them the orb, but now they're gonna send. He's gonna. He's just like, he gives
I mean,
his robe to the old, like his less quality good one to the skeleton. And he's holding on to the orb like this is all they wanted.
I mean, if we you came along with it and they were still trying to kill you, so I don't think they wanted
I
to
don't
talk.
think they understood me, if I had to guess.
Oh,
But
the,
we were
the
also-
goblins that live in these kinds of wastes wouldn't understand any civilized language if you beat it over the head with them.
Be just kind of
In any
is that
case,
mean? I think that's mean.
I don't know what it was, but my point being, they're going to just keep sending more to retrieve this, so it needs to go back.
I guess we take it back.
Or to the goblins, wherever they are. I don't know.
Snow is
Give
just dead
Snow a
silent.
look.
Yes, Snow is silent, doesn't say anything.
He just like gives him a look like, look, bro, I know there's something going on here, but we need to take this back so this city doesn't get burned to the ground.
Yeah, I don't know. If Snow, if he gets this look, and he would kind of get the implication, I think, and he would slowly nod and be like, whatever we do, we should take it out of the city. If we're about to leave, well, I don't know if they have a way of finding it or if they just guessed that we would be here.
We need to wrap up whatever is being done in the city and deal with this. Do you know where the nearest goblin settlement is, by chance? Snow.
Probably not, I imagine. I don't
If
think
you want to
goblins
just say
really
a
have-
straight no, that's fine. Otherwise, you could do like a history check. But if you wanted to be like, Snow wouldn't care, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Sabriel doesn't know at all.
No, goblins are incredibly below Sabriel's wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would just shake his head no.
I want to check on the guy in the guard tower that got shot with an arrow.
Yeah, he is. He's leaning on the side of like the wooden boarding. There's like a blood stain, and he's a little pale. He's young. He
I'll
seems
deal
like a
with
very like he's probably 16.
I'll deal with it.
You're just gonna
I'll burn.
give him
yeah,
a cure or
yeah.
something. Oh my word! My thanks. Oh.
I have one spell slot left now.
I'm assuming by now there's probably some other guards like running.
There
up too
would be.
from the-
It seems that and maybe people would even know this. In the day, they have the youngest guards, the least experienced guards in a lot of these places, because this is theoretically the least in danger, especially during the day. So it was just him, and they have a point more. This town doesn't have official guards; it has members of clans that guard the town. So Clan Lendr, and there's probably like one other. So a few strapping men and women will come up and check. And actually, there would be a shield maiden among them that would kind of she would rush up to you, her chainmail kind of jangling, and big wooden shield stuck to her arm, and be like, "Right, I come bearing blessings. You fought them off. What wounds do you need tended?"
I'm a little hurt. I had an arrow, and
Oh, you precious little fella. Oh, well, let's make sure we get you tended to, shall we? She'll like
A piece.
crouch down and put the shield in the snow.
And Snow is just like covered in blood, and he's got bite
small
marks
privilege.
on him.
Sabriel will just smack him with his final spell slot of Cure Wounds. Level 2. Hold on.
She will give a Peeper Cure Wounds level 2. And
Hold on, let me roll
it is as if the feeling of leaving a warm shower, that like cold rush for a moment, is what you feel over you, and you're going to heal
12 for
13 HP Peep.
I'm
Immediately all
overhealed
those
for
scratches
one.
are... Oh, in which case, you are incredibly reinvigorated.
I am no longer visibly wounded. Still got some scratches, but he's fine.
Yeah, Sabriel's tapped out of heals now.
Yeah.
But
Like, you see, like, people, like, go for a second, like, scratch a spot, and it brings up, like, 2 or 3, like, loose scales from where it's, like, healed over. Just, like, throws them on the ground. Oh, thank you. Oh, I feel... To once, I could go again. I mean, I don't want it to, because I mean, that means the things... I feel good. Thank you.
Do you want a sweetie?
Yeah?
She will take a little boiled sweet from like a little pouch on her side. It's like herbal flavored, but I mean it's still sugary sweet.
Goes in and like you see him for a second, like, oh yeah, Pete knows, and then just there's a sudden like crunch as he bites through the thing.
She like makes a happy smile to one of the people that came with her, and they're just like, and then she'll look to the rest of you, but you've already been healed, so.
Sabriel's still a little hit, but he's fine.
Oh, Snow's still looking hurt. She will go over and give you a Cure Wounds. It's going to be 6 points of healing. You get a level 1.
Okay.
Pete got a level 2.
Yeah.
Aye. Sounds good.
Small privilege. Power, baby.
Being cute can get you far in this world. In this world, it's cute or be cuted.
Sabriel's gonna look at her, I guess, because she seems to know what's going on. Someone in this town seems to know what's going on. Do you happen to know where the goblins come from? Because I have a feeling that's not going to be the last.
I know, but these were definitely goblins of the caves. Southish. They've never attacked us before. They've been as kind as a goblin can be. And there's like a shared look of disgust amongst the Northmen that came, the Northman guards that came. But they're not the worst redskins we see around here. So we won't be giving them a fine burial or something, but we won't be feeding them to the pigs either.
Where are the caves?
Oh, I don't know. He kind of looks back to the others, and one of them's like, I can give you some directions. They don't speak our tongue, so we've learned we keep each other mutually well enough known. But if you want to be crazy enough to go and talk to him, or go and massacre him, we'd allow it.
I just want to give them back what was taken, which is why they're here. So,
yeah, he will give you directions. He won't give you a map. He'll tell you how to get there. You know.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
You know, go past X, this place, travel however many far. You know. Cool.
Who looks at the other two? 3.
Ah,
Wherever
good point.
Vincent's at.
There was a Grimwald.
Yeah, Grimwalds. There was a Grimwald
Let's
around
say
us.
this outfit has enough of a hood that Grimwald kind of is obscured enough that they didn't seem to notice. Because he didn't come up when it was like, oh, you're injured, and Grimwald has kind of like walked off a bit.
Yeah.
But they didn't look at his face.
Let's say
Or feet.
we told him to go pretend like he's like meditating after battle.
Where is it? Does any one of these people look like they'd have access or know of where a like performer's shop or something is at?
One of them is in much lighter armor, and it's painted. It's painted with swirls, with these kind of almost like tooth-like patterns and bright colors. They look like they might be the type. They look kind of reminiscent of the Harlequin troops you've seen in Thundral. There's actually a Harlequin church in that city.
He's gonna point at this person. You. Yes. Can you possibly help me find somewhere to acquire a mask?
Now, why would you want to hide
No.
that beautiful face, my friend?
He just gives a slight smirk. This is the first time anybody's seen anything but a scowl on Sabrina's face. Sometimes it is a bit, brain just lost the word I was trying to say. Conspicuous.
Yes, it's quite obtuse. I'm sure I can help you find such a thing if you need aid.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to join me on a walk around town?
Sure.
He does a little click with his mouth. Well, then with me.
Sabriel's gonna go get Grimhold a mask.
Yeah. This guy will take you on a little date around town, and will.
Is this a date?
It seems like he thinks it is.
Sabriel does not want this to be a
It's
date.
not, but it might be a pre-date. It's a Stardew Valley cutscene before you get to dating. He will ask what your name is.
Yeah, that's a problem. You know what? He's gonna give him his title just to make the human a little more uncomfortable. My name is Lord Sabriel.
Lord.
Sure.
You have a holding, you have a castle. You have jesters. You have performers. You have concubines. Imagine you have the whole kit and caboodle.
Do I have concubines? No.
You have a wife.
I just have a wife and a husband.
You do have a wife
Two
and a husband.
And a boyfriend. If we count him.
Friend with benefits.
Yeah. Who knows with the himbo? We don't know. He don't even know.
Not anymore.
The himbo has no idea. No, he has no idea. Sure, I have a... What did I just do with my keyboard? I have a tower.
A whole tower?
He is very confused as to where this conversation is going.
How many floors does it have? 4 or 5?
5? Was that right?
Yeah, I think it's 5. Yeah.
Five.
Ooh,
Why
you've
is
got the
this
longest
important?
tower I've ever heard of.
He just sighed.
Well, this is where we can occasionally carve our masks. The occasional blessings of our good cat Canute, and he will go and rub a wooden cat statue. It's a very big cat. and just like it's worn where people rub it as they enter, and it's like a little grove in the town, kind of. And there would be some carved masks from the wood, from the trees.
He will find one that
They're
will
mostly like
cover
they're
all
theater
of-
masks, so they're like expressions.
He's gonna find one that's relatively like, in Sabriel's mind, the least one that's going to freak people out when they walk up with this person wearing it.
You find one that is incredible, 105% smug.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He assumes his usual expression is fine enough, so that works, and so he's gonna get that one.
May it serve you well, then. And he gives you like a bow. The bow is with his sword. Like he pulls the swords out to bow. He has two.
He's very confused right now. Sabriel.
You can go
All
back
right,
with the.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just gonna leave. He's not even
Bye.
gonna like, nope, alright, bye. He's just
Yeah.
out. He's like, why was that guy flirting with me? I don't understand. I'm taken, he says.
You can go back to Grimwald. I imagine the guards have kind of like hung out in the area, but Shield Maiden's still kind of nearby, just in case anyone needs any mending or if Pete wants anything. But
She's adopted him.
the Grimwald is just kind of standing off behind this farm.
Yeah, Sabriel's gonna walk up with a mask in his hand and an extra pair of gloves. Hand them to him.
Oh,
Here.
it's quite
Yes.
gaudy, isn't it?
Blinks.
Ugh.
Just like it's this is gonna sound really bad. It's better than your face right now.
Oh.
Poor Grimwald.
He's just gonna show his face in the sword again. Be like, look,
Oh.
it's the mask or that.
Oh. I look strange. Well, I suppose I can put this mask on and these gloves. He still has little skeleton feet, but that'll be fine.
Shit, I forgot he needed shoes.
Nah, he
Someone
doesn't
else
need
can
shoes. He'll just
provide
have
him
skeleton
shoes.
feet. These. The robes make them
We need
hard
get
to
the
see most of the
skeleton
time.
Shoes. We've got to buy our child shoes now, so we've got to take him to the shoe store and make sure they fit. It's better than your face right now. Sabriel's an asshole. We all know this.
You have most of us disguised for Grimwald.
Peep,
Mm-hmm.
do you know somewhere we can get shoes for our friend?
Yeah, there should. Yeah, I know a place. I'm assuming I know like a cobbler. That's
Or-
the name, right?
or
isn't
You
it?
there's
probably
spare
know a
shoes at,
cobbler,
like,
but
your
Peep
parents'
doesn't wear
house.
a shield, shoes. But
I probably do know of a place.
Yeah, shoes are very important.
There's a place I know.
We should probably get our skeleton friend some shoes.
Yeah. People kind of thanks for a second. Don't feet have sizes and like measurements and things? I remember Dad getting shoes.
I have always had my shoes custom made for me. So I don't know how the shops generally work.
Maybe if you. I'm guessing Sabriel's wearing shoes right now, right?
Yes.
Maybe if you like take off your shoes and then put them against Grimwald's, we could see relatively how close they are.
Cyber's not gonna take his shoe off. He's just gonna put his foot next to the skeleton's foot.
Yeah. Little bone foot on the ground. Little xylophone noise as he wiggles his toes.
He's just about choked Quill.
Yeah! Yes!
How dare you?
Choking my friends is one of my favorite pastimes.
It's always a game of mine to try and trip up the DM while they're taking a drink anyway. So it's fine.
Yeah, that is a classic.
We could try and do the critical role thing from. I'm not sure they still do it, but like whenever it's like "and we're back" or "welcome," you just like scream "fuck" or something.
No, no, we don't do that because people try and do that. People who are no longer on the show.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
F.
But yeah, we'll
so
go
how
find
close-
shoes. Yeah.
How close does Sabriel and Grimwald's feet match up?
I'll let Ori choose whether Grimwald has bigger or smaller feet than Sabriel.
I know you awful person. I know why. I don't know. This Sabriel is. We decided he was a twonk, so.
I don't see what that's got to do with his foot size.
Yeah, I know.
Let's say they're the
don't
same,
know.
because that's actually
Yeah.
funnier than anything else, because it's the exact
Yeah.
same size.
My word.
What if he is? What if Grimwald is Sabriel's
Sabriel.
skeleton? Sabriel doesn't have
Grimwald's
bones.
a sun
'cause he-
elf.
Grimwald is just Sabriel's bones.
From the future,
Outside.
or the past.
Oh.
He's a lot nicer than Sabriel.
No,
Has the
Grimwald was a
same
little
thing.
racist earlier.
Well,
Yeah.
did
That's the
he?
same thing.
Yeah, did he ever get like? Did he ever comment to Snow about how Snow like barked an order at him in combat?
No.
Okay, I guess he probably understood that in the heat of the moment. You know, it's like
Yeah.
Don't argue with the big guy.
He mostly just seems
Big
disgusted at the actual death and the gore. He doesn't seem to like the
Oh.
gore.
He doesn't seem to like Sabriel's favorite method of ending a fight.
Yeah, especially when it gets in his mouth. So you can go and get your skeleton some shoes.
Yes.
It'll be like 3 copper to just get him some shoes. That will
Some shoes.
cover up his feetsies. And now Grimwald is completely covered, mostly.
He looks like a
Just
person
don't lift up the
now.
hood.
Well, he looks like a leper. Or, you know,
So-
just like a weird performer or something. Which is more the vibe you're going for. And, you know, sometimes in
Yeah.
adventuring parties there is a weirdo who wears a mask all the time. So, you know, sure, he
Yeah.
doesn't look
He's
entirely
our
out of
bard.
place.
He's our bard.
Yeah. His face is just like the smirking emoji, the mask.
So Cyril's just, I guess, gonna look at the other 4 and is he playing with his gloves? Is that what he's doing?
He's you know, he's showing he's in a full outfit. He's, you know, he does
I'm a
the
people now.
Fully
yeah.
dressed.
Well, he's always been a person.
Well, he's a dead one right now. Do we want to go ahead and deal with the goblin issue and then go deal with the other issue? Because the town is probably going to just keep getting attacked until we take this back to where it needs to be.
That's a fair point. I mean, the clan didn't need us to go and deliver and bring stuff back straight away. We can probably make a little journey to the caves.
Why don't we just
Does
put the thing
anyone-
back where it came from? Why do we have to talk to the goblins?
Yeah, no. Well, that Sabriel's torn between that or taking it back to the goblins. Which one's on the way to where
Neither
we need
are on
to
the
go?
way. They're both
Yeah.
the opposite
Yeah.
direction. The barrow
Yeah, we-
is like less than a day away if you ride fast, and you can ride fast if you're not worried about getting attacked. And the caves would be probably a bit further away, probably like 2 days away.
If we bring it back to the crypt that the Grendel stole it from, there's no guarantee that the goblins know that it's now back where it should be, unless they go and check. But why would they go and check if they don't think it's been returned? So it's probably safer to go and deliver it to them directly and then go to Winterbuck.
Snow doesn't like the idea, but he doesn't say anything. Like, you can tell on his face, but he doesn't say anything.
Yeah. Savril still needs to go investigate the city some more too. We need to deal with the goblins so they don't attack the city again, though. That's his main concern.
Maybe Vincent will have some ideas on what we can do.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Vincent's lost in the city right now. he was shopping when the attack.
This is a
Yelling in Elvish.
This is a perfect place to leave off today's session anyway, so you can think about it for a week and then talk about it when we get back about what you wanted to do. Yeah. You have many a choice, and we can worry about that next time. So we can end off today's session here and come back to it next week. Before we go, y'all can talk a little bit about what you've got working on. So why don't we start with poetry?
Okay. Yeah. I've just been streaming most days of the week. I finally beat a boss in God Hand on hard mode that I spent about 8 hours on him. And then we're like 2/8, we're like a fourth of the way through the game. It's taken me like 15 hours on hard mode, so I'm a little worried about that. But yeah, tomorrow I will be streaming a special stream where I wear this cursed squirrel mask, which is supposed to be a chipmunk, but I couldn't find a chipmunk mask. So so if you want to see me wear a squirrel mask for Halloween,
it would be Halloween.
Yeah,
I get it. I was just like, that's a weird but funny thing to do, just at random. I didn't realize it was a Halloween thing when you told me about it before. I totally forgot.
Yeah, so that's it for me.
Quill.
Hi, yes, I'm Voice Quills, voice actress, ship poster, all that. Yesterday I had my charity stream I've been mentioning, raised £114 for mermaids. So the only two things I have to bring up now are that there is a crowdfunding thing going on for a podcast I'm a part of, which is a fantasy adventure kind of time loopy mystery thing called Ritual 6. I play Idris, the bird person. You get to hear me die in a lot of awful ways, including me burning to death and getting shot and having my neck broken. So if you enjoy hearing me in pain, you'll love it. Also, it's super dope. Great project. Love being a part of it. And also, going back Schism, Emulation Voting for. I've already backed it myself, so you should too.
Nice. Put your money where your heart is. That's what I always say.
I think because pledges have slightly changed since I did it. I got the.
There are new UK and EU pledge tiers because we are basically going to be swallowing some of the costs and trying to get new marketing. There is so much that happens behind the scenes on Schism. It's not like an amateur project. It is. So we've got like really professional like connections to all the shipping and manufacturing, all that kind of thing. So one of the things we wanted to do is like, why is it cheaper to ship to Australia than the UK? Just because it's just the way it is. So we have new tiers for people in the UK and EU, and you should grab them if you can, because they are cheaper for a short amount of time, and then they're going to be the same regular price for a little while.
Yeah, because I believe I went in on the starter set, which was $100 Canadian, and then it came with like $50 Canadian shipping. which I mean that's fine. That's totally manageable for me. But if you're in the UK and you want to grab it, and
It's a
you
lot
weren't
less
sure
now.
about shipping
It's like
prices,
$20
go for it.
shipping, I think.
Yeah,
To
which
UK
is like
and EU.
probably, that's like £7 or something, right?
Yeah.
Like
It's
£10.
not. It is a much more manageable price because I know there's a lot of people, UK and EU people, who want it. I also sincerely recommend, if you are interested and you haven't backed, and you're like, I will, just go ahead and do it now. What we need right now on Schism, and I'll let Ori speak in a moment. I'll allow it. What we need right now in Schism is we are not getting picked up by Kickstarter's algorithm at all. You can search for it for ages, and it's just not on there. So what we need is more backers in, like, rapid succession, essentially. So if you are interested, you don't even need to pledge the full amount. If you're like, oh, I want to see what my funds are later, pledge $10 now, add more stuff later. That's a totally viable thing to do. If you know other people who were, like, kinda interested, go and tell them to just pledge, like, $10, because otherwise this game franchise might not be able to get made. We do have a lot of other things planned, one way or another, but Schism as a franchise, you want to get the connection to Jarviskjir, you want to see this game, more models and more sets. We were talking about it in chat a little bit. Go and back it now, go and get other people to back it. Even just $10 might help Kickstarter realize we're on their platform. At all.
Hell yeah. Go for it.
Ori, what do you got going on?
Hi. Back the game on Kickstarter. I did. You should too. On that note, I have commissions open. I have one left that I'm working on right now, and I have bills to pay and a car tire to patch because my tire went flat yesterday.
Yeah.
And I gotta patch it, and I don't have any money. So, but yeah, do commissions and back the game. Find all my shit at the Lady Ori with the underscores between the letters or the words.
If you were interested in getting a commission from me recently, go ahead and get one from Ori instead. That's basically my mentality for the next little while. Just do that. Just do it.
Hi. What else was there? I don't think there was anything else that I can remember at all right now.
Anything else you want to say to the kids at home? I know you have a kid at home. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Trouble. Alright, well, I will talk a little bit. I've already talked a bit about Schism, but yeah, that's basically the thing. Because we're not getting picked up by Kickstarter, if you're interested, really share the word. We have flyers. If you have a local game store, go ahead and straight up ask if it's okay. But this franchise cannot exist without your help. And we don't actually need that many people to just sort of commit and pull the trigger on it. So if you're interested or you know people who are, definitely let them know. Even if you're on, watching on YouTube a couple of days behind, go ahead and do it. Otherwise, I am doing other streams at the moment. I've been doing some art streams. I've been playing some Earthbound. I've been playing some other chill games. Those will be pretty sporadic as I'm doing a lot of work on Schism. This Kickstarter is a lot of work. It's a lot of strain. It'll be less strain if you give us money. But hopefully it goes well. Everyone who has handled a box of Schism is blown away by the quality of it. It's quite hard to get that across via, there's really nice images and all that stuff, but the box itself, solid. We have worked incredibly hard to get a good mixture of quality materials and eco-friendliness and cheapness. Those three things don't exist in the same space, but we've managed to make it work. So if you want a good board game that will last probably the rest of your life without, really wearing, go ahead and back it. If you want the franchise to exist, go ahead and back it. Or just retweet us on Twitter. I've been doing a lot of tweets. Arcanus Ent has been doing a lot of tweets. And get the word out. You can also get the word out about this show, I guess, if you want. It's always been an option. And we'll be back later. The Wednesday show is going to be offline for a bit, and so is the Monday show, which is on Patreon, because this show is supported by Patreon. You can support it for $5 a month to get access to the Monday show, which will come back any Monday now. We have a really good idea coming up, which I'll briefly mention. It is a Thieves Guild campaign set on Mother's Horn. So if you liked A Mother's Love, which was a campaign set on that continent. It's a whole separate continent, separate races, separate cultures completely. It is set place on that continent. Should be really interesting. The party decided to go there because they wanted to be chaotic, so that'll be fun. And there's also a Tuesday Pokemon-ish game. But if you support for, I believe, $40 or more a month, you can bring NPCs into the other campaigns. I will say, if you're interested in doing that right now, throw it to Schism, but that is an option as well if you want NPCs. And sometimes the party falls in love with them. Sometimes the party kills them as well. Those are really the two options when you make a party NPC. So that's that. I will leave you now. I'll play the Schism trailer because why not? And we will see you next week, hopefully. Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.